Okay. Okay, so apparently Bernadetta has another support conversation. Who is the other support conversation with then? Oh, with Happy. Okay, let's have a look-see at this support then.
Looks like there's lots of bugs around here. Go on and eat a bunch and grow nice and big plants.
Hey, Bernie B. Doing a little garden care?
Huh? Oh, yes. Do you need something, Happy? Oh, wait. Are you here to finish me off and turn me into fertilizer? No! I'm completely devoid of nutritional content. I'm basically just air.
No, but if you want to be fertilizer that badly, I'm certain it could be arranged. I just wanted to mention how I'm surprised to find carnivorous plants growing here. I was curious who was taking care of them, and now I seem to have found my answer.
Yeah, carnivorous plants are my favorites.
And mine as well. I had no idea we were such kindred spirits.
That's so great! I never thought I'd find another carnivorous plant lover in all of Falkland. Yay!
You really don't need to yell like that. So, which one do you like best, Bernie B? There's a lot to consider after all. The aroma, the texture, the way you prepare it.
Oh yeah, some smell nice and some are just soft as all get out. But the way they're prepared? Like how you take care of them? I suppose there's a lot of variance there too.
Indeed. So of the ones here, which is your favorite?
Maybe this one. The one that looks like a jug.
I like that one as well. It smells divine. And the experience really changes depending on what kind of berries you stuff it with.
Can't say I've ever thought to stuff it full of berries, but I definitely see how that would change things. Oh, but I also like this one here with the leaves that act like a mouth. They're so teensy and cute, and they blossom with white flowers. I could just stare at them all day.
Interesting. I always pick them before the flowers can bloom, so I didn't know that. Aren't the buds wonderful? Of course, wrapping with leaves is great too.
Yeah, the buds are unusual. I love them. And it's fun watching the leaves move. I'm happy you like watching them as much as me.
Watching?
Huh?
In any case, now we know we like the same ones. We should have a bite together next chance we get. Anyway, I have to be off. See ya!
Yep, next time we'll go out together and, get something to eat? I guess that sounds nice.
Yes, they were talking about it in a completely different context there. Also, let's just see here. By the way, about how Bernadetta gets these crazy hairstyles if she never leaves her room. Apparently, I think I saw, like, it was an image on Twitter or something like that, a screenshot in-game, that apparently explained it. Apparently, if you go on, like, an expedition with Bernadetta, one of the possible dialogue options that she can have talks about her hair, where she says she, like, tried to cut it herself and she messed it up, so she just, like, took the front and tried to tie it up and hope that it would be okay, and it turned out like that. Is apparently the story reason why her hair is like that, so, yeah, there is an in-game explanation, apparently, so there's that.
Ah, what a lovely breeze. Truly, there is nothing so liberating as the great outdoors.
Your Majesty, Hubert is looking for you. My apologies. I didn't realize you were resting.
I only stepped out for a bit of fresh air. I'll be ready to return shortly.
Oh no! Please don't rush back on my account. I am more than happy to keep Hubert occupied in the meantime. Please, Your Majesty, enjoy yourself. I'll simply tell him I failed to find you. Ah, and are you cold? I can bring you a coat and some hot tea.
I appreciate the concern, Monica, but I'm quite all right. But while you're here, there is something I must tell you.
Why are you staring at me, Your Majesty? Is there something on my face?
I was only going to say how fortunate we are to have you with us. Those who slither in the dark had you in their clutches. In another world, we might have lost you to them forever.
Yes, it seemed they were only keeping me alive so they could use me for some kind of dark ritual. And I can only assume that would not have ended with me alive and well. You saved my life. I wish I could express what an honor it was to be personally rescued by the woman I've dedicated my entire life to.
That's kind of you to say, but I only did it because I needed the military leverage.
That doesn't matter. I'm serious when I say that the day you rescued me was the day I stopped simply idolizing you and decided you were the one for me.
The one for you?
Yes, you risked your life to protect a lowly noble like me.
You need to understand the situation, Monica. I was fully prepared to sacrifice you if doing so would bring me even one step closer to achieving my goals. I had no intention of rescuing you until right before the opportunity presented itself.
Oh, but, why not?
I was under the impression that those who slither in the dark needed you quite badly. And as I required their strength to wage my war, I was prepared to look the other way. When we laid out our plans, your death was something we took as a given.
All the same, you still chose to save me in the end. I don't care how you got to that decision, only that you did. You could have offered me up as a bargaining chip, but you chose not to. Instead, you closed that door just so I could be standing here today.
Monica,
I only get one life, and I can't tell you how lucky I am to share it with you. It is my destiny to walk beside you, and that makes me happier than you could ever know.
Well, thank you. That means a lot.
Okay, that was actually kind of interesting. That kind of touched on, Monica's fate in Three Houses, what with, Edelgard being fully willing to, sacrifice her to those who slither in the dark, figuring that, it was needed, so may as well just let them do what they were gonna do. So I guess that's what happened in Three Houses, but didn't happen here, so, yeah, I guess I do really need a room. At least Monica wants one there. And you have one with Yuritsa here. Let's see.
Now here's a rare sight. Since when do you read tactics manuals? Do you miss your days at the Officers' Academy?
There's nothing to miss.
No, because I seem to recall everyone being in awe of their incredibly talented combat professor. I had big plans for you after you were assigned to us, but then the Academy was forced to close its doors. Still, you played a small but critical role. Still not one for conversation, I see. Even so, I feel I understand you and your thoughts more now than when we first met. You see, that silence of yours just said, I don't need you to know me. Such a typical Emil thing to say.
Don't call me that.
Why? Because Emil von Bartels is dead? Because he was already hunted down and killed for slaughtering everyone in his house?
He should have been.
Is that so? Well, I disagree. This is why you live on as Yuritsa von Prim, and why you remain in good standing with a house that will one day be yours. This is why the world has the Death Knight. For my goals to be achieved, both men are indispensable.
You're greedy to desire that monster's power. His thirst is endless. Every soul he takes makes him less human.
If so, I'd say the Death Knight is the greedy one. I must watch my step, lest he and his scythe come for me in the night.
You are my master. For now, you let the Death Knight hunt. I am grateful. Your life is safe.
There's nothing to be grateful for. This is, and has always been, a contract that sees to both our needs. It just so happens I like having you, and the Death Knight, in my corner.
Okay, that was a kind of interesting one as well. What with the Edelgard very much having the read on the Death Knight there on Emil. All right, let's see what's going on here.
Excuse me. May I ask for your ear?
Sure thing. What's on your mind?
I have the desire to be learning more about mercenaries. It is a subject of much fascination to me.
Sure, I guess. but I think you've heard most of the exciting bits by now.
Nonsense. Each word you speak is full of excitement. Please give me more illumination. For example, are you receiving payment for your work here?
Sure, me and Edelgard have a contract. Lucrative one too, as these things go. Guess the boss thinks pretty highly of me.
You said money was of importance for people who sell their swords. But what if an enemy offered a bigger payment? Would you be taking it?
I at least would turn it down.
Are you kidding? I'd tell them to get lost before they could finish the offer. But there are plenty of mercs who wouldn't. Gold sings loudest, you know? Still, if an enemy can outbid your current employer, it means they've got a good shot at winning. And nobody who enjoys breathing wants to wind up on the losing side.
So in Fodlan, one must try to be allies with the side that has more richness?
See, that's the thing. Trust is its own currency, too. I mean, let's say someone shows up with a pile of gold and asks you to switch sides. Tempting, right? But you gotta be careful. You could take them up on their offer, only to learn that the money was just bait, and the guy actually wants you dead. And to make things worse, the honest employer you just stabbed in the back now knows you're as reliable as a three-legged horse. Point is, integrity means more to a mercenary than money. Probably should have led with that, actually.
I have understanding. Trust is of importance to everyone. But that has even more truth for a seller of swords.
You got it. Oh, and trust me, folks who hire for the best jobs make sure to know everything about you before extending the offer. But there's a flip side to that coin. If you're the type of employer who likes to leave mercs in the lurch, you better believe that word'll get around. Hard enough to stay alive without that nonsense.
That is a thing we all share in common. We wish to keep breathing, as you said. And what if I was offering a job? We are on the same side. Would that be betrayal? Bridget is a land of richness. We can offer much in exchange for the selling of your sword.
Oh, heck yeah!
Sounds tempting, but I can't. I've got to see my current contract through first. Also, didn't we just get done discussing how terrible it is to abandon a job before it's done?
I knew you would be declining. You are the model of a mercenary.
Oh, heck yeah, I guess. Neat. Okay, so what other thingamabobs do we have? We have another Petra one. And this one is with Constance, it seems.
At last, we come face to face.
Constance, is something...
Listen here, there's no need to dance around me, for I bear you no ill will.
I am having confusion. What are you speaking of?
I speak of the bad blood between Bridget and the Empire, of course.
Ah, the war. I am having my own feelings about.
Surely you are aware that it was your father who invaded the lands of House Nouvelle, which I once called home. It was his aggressions which cost me my family, my friends, my land, everything. However, your father and many of your countrymen paid for this in the coin of their own lives. Furthermore, neither you nor I took part in that foolish conflict. Therefore, there is no merit to our dredging up the past. We need not be at each other's throats. Have I made myself clear? Good. Now farewell.
Constance has a personality of much color. I was not given a chance to give her my reply. I cannot be leaving things like this. I must be telling her that I have understanding. Constance? I am wanting to talk to you about what you were saying before.
Greetings, Petra. I fear I caused you undue distress. Please accept my humblest apologies for the offense. One from my meager and reduced circumstances has no right to insult a woman of your royal standing. As galling as this must be after the fact, I humbly beg your forgiveness.
You can have my forgiveness, although I was not taking any offense.
Oh, what overflowing kindness. Truly, your mercy is too good for a wretch such as I. But I should not expect aught else from one capable of ruling an entire people. You are a mighty boulder, and I, but a pebble by the wayside.
Let me speak, Constance, please. I am knowing that our relationship is complicated. I think about this every day. It is filling my heart with pain and confusion. But you had the braveness to say what I could not.
Stop, I beg you. You will crush my sad and pathetic frame under the weight of such undeserved compliments. I think it best if I keep my own counsel from now on. Pray pay my ramblings no mind. Oh my, now I have been so presumptuous as to tell you what to do. Please excuse me while I go crawl under a rock.
I am not understanding what happened here. Which Constance should I be believing?
I don't know. Flip a coin. Flip a coin. Also, or something like that. Also, I gotta adjust the Dookie cam now because she moved closer to me here. She decided to move to this spot right next to me. It seems like right there. Hi. I don't know if you could hear her making her weird noises there. Hi. Hi there. Also, I'm just now seeing the comment about the Aelgard Yuritsa support conversation there. This contract suits us both. You want to kill people, I have people to kill. It's gonna be a mutually beneficial relationship. It works out. It does work out pretty well. And yeah, I do think Adelgard within these games is kind of like an end justifies the means kind of thing. Though, we get to see her take like a more, I don't know, tactical and less dramatic approach in this compared to Three Houses. Like, I feel like Three Houses was like, yeah, just go freaking murderize anybody who doesn't stand for this. But this is like, okay, we are still going to be taking over the continent and changing things, but let's try to do so in like a way where, you know, it's not like we're destroying the countryside. We're, you know, trying to be a-okay and win people over along the way and whatnot, and make this like rival, or like support this rival religion and whatnot to win people over to our side, which does make more sense in like the long run. Like, Adelgard in this game is more like, what was his name there? Gustadolf from Triangle Strategy. Like in Three Houses, she was just like, yeah, single-minded right towards his goal, like not gonna be giving it any second thoughts or like any real strategic thinking there, just gonna go and do like the thing for the sake of a war. Whereas in this, she's a lot more like Gustadolf from Triangle Strategy, where it's like, okay, let's put some strategy in motion and like really think about this and how we're gonna like win the people over and whatnot, you know? But yeah. Yeah, maybe Byleth had a negative influence on her, maybe. I mean, Byleth being present in the in the Black Eagles route in that game resulted in like, even so, like the least violent Adelgard was the thing, since you know, Dimitri still had both his eyes in the Black Eagles route but lost his eye in the other route, presumably because like Byleth was with Adelgard and made her less violent. But maybe the 5-year time skip without Byleth in the picture, she got a little bit more dramatic, as opposed to the 2-year time skip with Shez here by her side, maybe. But yeah, oh yeah, I guess, yeah, Gustadolf is also like an end justifies the means, but, you know, he's a lot more brutal in terms of like, yeah, I'm just gonna use my family as pawns, whereas Adelgard is a lot more caring than that, is the thing. I meant more so in terms of like, strategically handling things and thinking about, you know, the big picture of how people are gonna be treating, you know, them as a ruler at the end of the day. Like, as opposed to Three Houses, like the narrow-minded, yeah, just go for that goal no matter what, like, yeah, it's gonna be great. Whereas this, it seems a lot more strategic, trying to win people over along the way, having this, like, rival religion and whatnot, all that kind of stuff that thinks about, like, you know, how is the people's support gonna, you know, change things here, as opposed to just, you know, saying that everyone's our enemy, essentially. That's what I meant by Gustadolf, not in terms of like how she deals with like her comrades. That's a completely different case there. Hello J-Dog, how go things? But yeah, that's the way that I feel in Three Hopes. Oh, let's see what this is here, huh?
Well, if it isn't Yuritsa, what are you doing out here all by your lonesome? Come to think of it, you were always at the training grounds when we were at the Officers' Academy, too.
It was quiet there.
You don't say. Personally, I prefer somewhere I can kick back with a nice drink. Speaking of which, we should get one together sometime. I'm sure Hanneman would spare a moment to join us.
I don't drink.
Too bad. I thought it would be a good chance for us to get to know each other. By the way, I've been wondering, why were you always hiding behind that mask? A waste of a perfectly handsome face, if you ask me. I like you much better this way.
It's not worth discussion.
Oh! From what I've heard, you're probably a good few years younger than me. Yet you're so mature. It's like you have this indescribable air of mystery. I bet there's some burning passion lurking beneath that icy exterior, longing for reprieve. I'm right, aren't I? It's in there somewhere, I just know it. Say, let's grab some drinks tonight and do nothing with them, because you don't like to drink. I know. Why don't we go out dancing instead?
I could not reveal my face.
And then, when the sun rises, we can... Oh, what was that about your face? Why you hide it? Why do you hide it?
Some knew me to be a wanted criminal.
I find that hard to believe. Like they say, there are two sides to every story, right? But what made you want to tell me? A moment ago, you blew me off with that broody, none-of-your-business routine.
You would have kept talking if I didn't.
Oh.
Did I say something strange?
Sorry, I wasn't trying to tease. I just think you're cute when you're flustered. You've become quite the ladies' man. Just you wait. I don't give up that easily.
Well, that was certainly something there. I do have to say that he's all quite relaxed there. Yeah, that's probably a good point there. Yuritsa's got his fair share of issues, though. To be fair, we did support him in our last route of 3 houses. Who was the thing? He was our final support of the 3 house adventures. So I mean, you know, it was either gonna be Edelgard or Yuritsa, and the Wheel of Fate chose Yuritsa, so that's that's what it was. But also, that's really awesome to hear there, J-Dog. I'm sorry to hear that that's a battle that's been going on, but it's awesome to hear that, you know, that's something that's seemingly over and has been concluded and whatnot. So hey, congrats on that. That's awesome to hear. I'm relieved to hear that. But yeah, Manuel just has to annoy him to the degree that he wants to kill her, then wanting to kill will transcend into love eventually. Is that what happened with Byleth? Like, was that sort of wasn't it? Like the path to S support with with Byleth. Yeah, that's the trick. That's the way that you win over Yuritsa, I guess. So I guess we'll have a look at the war map now. Oh geez. Yeah, so something that's like still recent-ish, I guess. But yeah, I imagine that that's something that would be like very, very stressful and scary there. But it's good to hear that it got, you know, resolved and wasn't all that bad. I know that it can be a scary thing, like, especially considering I've had those in my family who have lost their lives to cancer. So I know that it, you know, can be a very scary thing that just kind of, you know, happens out of nowhere like that. Jeez. But I am glad that it is, that is resolved, and that's something that you don't need to worry about anymore. That's good to hear there. Miracle Bean and Advanced Seal. The Advanced Seal will be good. I haven't even used any of the stat boosters yet, but enemy level is going to be level 49. Yeah, do you know if there is a New Game Plus mode where you can stack the different routes in one save file? So, I did do research into how New Game Plus works, and how it apparently works is the everything that carries over in New Game Plus is a lot more than 3 houses, first of all. Like, you don't have to redeem, like, any renown to get it, you just have it. The things that carry over are levels, support conversations, skills, mastered classes, all that kind of stuff. Like, all your main progress kind of stuff. But it seems like as you go through the story, I think you can only use the units that you canonically have, like, as part of the story. But if you go to the record keeper to replay, like, any of the chapters on that playthrough, you can use any of your units in, like, the New Game Plus. So if I if I did like Blue Lions next, I will be doing Blue Lions next. The impression that I get is like I would have to do like all the main battles with like my Blue Lions characters, but if after I've cleared the battle and it's here as like one of the ones that I've done before, then I can replay those Blue Lions battles with characters like Edelgard that carried over from this save file. That's the impression that I get there. Also, while all the done support conversations and levels and whatnot will carry over, there is an option if you want to like reset the support conversations or reset like the levels. If you actually do want to start like a new save file at New Game Plus and just carry over other things like Renown and have new Renown rewards unlocked and things like the bonus characters like Sothis, Rhea, and Arvel or whatever the heck, but you want to like start a new level wise. And I mean, you can also just start a new level wise at like the training instructor if you really want to. I feel like if you you know, reset someone to level 1, you should get like some sort of a, you know, monetary bonus for that. But yeah, I guess you keep combat arts, magic, and abilities in that case. But yeah, so
can't wait to see how you do.
So yeah, it seems like all the things carry over, but all the characters that, you know, you can only use the characters in the main story that you have as of that route or you recruit is what it sounds like. But all of your New Game Plus characters can be used in like any of the previous maps here. I think. I'm not 100% certain, but from what I've researched online, that's what it sounds like. So it sounds like New Game Plus isn't half bad here. And, you know, anyone that you recruit is going to be at whatever level they're at, unless you choose to reset their level, which you can do at any point. So, like, when we start the Blue Lions route, that means that Ash is just going to immediately be level 20, just because I recruited him at level 20 in this route. And I was like, hey, sure, there's that. Or Lawrence and Ignatz will be level 22, for example. You know, or when I recruit the Ash and Wolves characters, they'll be much higher level there. Also, apparently when you beat the game for the first time and start a New Game Plus is when you can start Lunatic mode. So it's probably going to be like really imperative to, you know, have characters that are higher level in case I need to like really bail me out of a situation is what I wanted to say. That's apparently that's how it works. But yeah, But yeah, when I raided you before and it looked like you were kind of bald, that's why. Oh, gotcha then. Gotcha in that case. I didn't realize that it was for something like that. Perhaps there'll be a post-game mission added later where you can use all your units? Maybe. Apparently, beating the game for the first time and getting you know, New Game Plus started is the thing that just gives you like the bonus characters of Rhea, Sothis, and Arvel if you redeem Renown for them. And apparently, if you beat all 3 routes in one New Game Plus chain, you get, like, the character of Gatekeeper. Apparently. That's, like, the ultimate to unlock character is Gatekeeper in this game. Yeah, it will be back. Give it time. Grow it out to, like, my kind of length is what you gotta do. I mean, over the course of, like, years or something like that. This took a long time for me to grow out. But, yeah. Yeah, more mages. I mean, there's not as many mages in Blue Lions, so, like, you know. There's like Annette, I guess, so, and Mercedes, so 2, I guess. But yeah, we'll get like a couple more mages when we do Blue Lines and get like these, you know, non-canon bonus characters, I guess. So yeah, let's see here. Midwestern Regan territory. The Blitz of Regan. Claude's blockade stands between you and Count Berglius. The general can't hold out much longer. We must break through and save him before it's too late. Let's go. Battle Claude and that Byleth Klexos nerd